because he tells me that your mom died really of a broken heart from your father.
Yes.
He tells me that after he had died, okay, your mom couldn't function anymore.
No.
He tells me she could not live life without her husband. Hi, Rosanna, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Matt?
Good. Where are you guys from?
We live in Georgia, in Beaufort, Georgia area.
Perfect. Well, I'm glad that you're here. Right away, I have a couple souls. All right. First of all, I keep hearing I'm the father. So your dad departed?
Yes.
Now, when I'm connecting with him right away, because spirits will put me back in their body and show me what had happened. And all I keep feeling when I'm connecting with him, first of all, is there was circulation issues with him before his departure.
He had
hip replacement.
hip replacement.
But does that also, like, I feel like when I'm connecting with him, like there was either, there was an issue where he would get this weakness in his legs and almost like not be able to feel his legs. Because I keep feeling when I'm connecting with him, like there's a circulation issue.
He was diabetic.
Okay. Hello, pay attention. Because I feel what your loved ones connect with. And I keep feeling all of this tingling and this numbness in my leg. And he goes to me, Matt, he goes, this is how I knew something was seriously wrong with me. Because at the end of his passing, he's showing me that he had issues, even being able to walk and being able to move. He talks about being very unsteady, because when I see him trying to stand and he's showing me him getting, what's it called? Getting winded fast. And he's showing me like almost like shaking, because I see him shaking with uncertainty because he had issues walking.
He couldn't breathe as well. He had issues breathing.
Okay. Is that why? Because when I'm seeing him, this is how I see your father, right? Sometimes it's easy to act out. I see him like holding onto a chair like this, and I see him trying to stand up, and I see him like huffing and puffing when I'm connecting with him.
Correct. Yes.
Letting you know that, first of all, he is not like that on the other side, that he is fine. But your father was also so stubborn, because he says to me, Matt, I didn't want to be in a wheelchair. I didn't want anyone to dress me. He keeps saying to me, I don't want anyone to dress me. I want to do it myself. I want to do it myself. And your dad was a fighter, because I see him in the morning time getting up. Like, even though this man had these issues, most people would let, people come in and help him. I see he had to shower on his own. He was determined to get in the shower. He was determined to get himself dressed. And then he shows me, he would go in the shower, he'd get dressed, and then he wouldn't be able to do anything all day because of the fact that he was so tired. Do you understand that?
Yes. Yes.
He's thanking you and the family for his chair. He tells me there was a chair that you bought him, a reclining chair.
Yes.
Because he's saying to me, thank them for the chair, thank them for the chair. This was my life. He goes, this became my life. And he shows me him being in this chair and sitting back. He goes, and I loved this, Matt. He goes, because even though I had issues with my legs, he goes, everybody would come in and see me and connect with me. He goes, and I felt so loved, because he's acknowledging that.
Yes. He had a recliner that he sat in with my mom next to her.
Oh my God, I love that. Because like it says, your loved ones will talk about things that they did. He goes, even though, he goes, this was my whole day. I would get up, I would get in the shower, I would sit down. And then your father loved crackers here in this world when I'm connecting with him. He keeps showing me, like, I don't know if they were Ritz crackers, but he's showing me these sleeves of crackers that he's eating in spirit when I'm connecting with him.
He loved taralli, Italian taralli.
And are those the little
pretzels.
crackers that come in the sleeves?
Yes, he used to eat those too. Yes.
I want to make sure that that's the right thing I'm talking about, because he's showing me that, and he was telling me the reason why is that he also had issues with his teeth here in this world.
Yes, he had denture.
Because of and this was actually because of the diabetes, because he goes, Matt, I used to like soft things. He showed me that's why he would used to eat the crackers and things like that. He says to me, the one thing that he wants to thank you for is the way that you all stepped forward to take care of him here in this world. He says, because Matt, I felt so loved. He says, so the one thing that he wants to let you know as his daughter is please don't feel like there was anything else that you could have done for him. He goes, you did so much, and he's acknowledging that. And also at the same time, your dad was tough. He says to me at one point, he did not want to go back to the doctors. He's telling me this.
Yes.
He says to me, and I got to be honest with you, your dad, and not many souls tell me this, your dad said to me, I was not afraid to die. He says, I was not afraid to leave this world.
No, he wasn't. He used to always say he wanted to go.
He tells me this. He says to me, Matt, I got to the point in my life where I wanted to pass. He says, and he tells me this. He go, and listen, this is something that not many, very rare that souls will tell you something like this. He goes, I was ready.
Yes, he was.
He goes, and
he was tired of living.
He tells me that at the end, he refused doctor visits. He refused going to the doctors. He refused everything. He says,
he cut his medicine in half so he wouldn't have to take it anymore.
That's what it is. So your dad says to me, listen, you still hold on to that hurt and that regret because you think of your dad saying, I don't want to be here anymore. And he says to me, listen, I didn't say this because I didn't love you or because I didn't care about you or I didn't care about the family or because I hated my life. Your dad says to me, you got that wrong. He says to me, the reason why he said that he didn't want to live life anymore was because he saw so much. He says, I knew that I was going to heaven. He says, I knew that I was dying a slow death. He says, and the one thing that he wants to let you know is that he felt that God gave him so much to be thankful for. He says, I got to see my children. I got to see my grandchildren. I got to see my family. He says, I can leave this world knowing that my family was going to be okay. So your father says to me, listen, I didn't want to live a life where I had to go back and forth to the doctors. He says, and had to sit there like a vegetable. He goes, I chose to stop my treatments, he tells me.
Yeah, it's true.
So know that he says to me, that's the reason why he had to come through. He says, it's to let you know that, like he says, it's not because he was so upset with his life. It's because he says, I wanted to leave on a good note. He says, that's just how I was, Matt. He says, so tell my daughter I love and care about her. Tell her that I am watching over her and that I am safe and at peace. Oh, and wait a minute, hold on. Your mom passed as well.
Oh, yes.
Because he's bringing your mother forward. And he said to me, you know, her mother's here. Let her know her mother's here as well.
Yes, yes. And she just passed February.
He tells me he came to get your mom.
Oh.
And you know what's so crazy? I have to apologize for your dad for everything that you went through, because your father just said to me, Matt, my daughter has gone through he goes, my daughter has been so hurt, because he tells me that your mom died really of a broken heart from your father.
Yes.
He tells me that after he had died, okay, your mom couldn't function anymore.
No.
He tells me she could not live life without her husband. First of all, I gotta tell you something. Your mom is saying, thank you, thank you, thank you in my ear. She tells me you did so much for her. She talks about you trying to move her in and she was coming to live with you. Is that correct?
I wanted to, yes.
So
but she didn't want to.
Listen, wait a minute. She talks about you trying to get your house ready. So are you gonna add a place in your house, or are you gonna redo a room or a basement for her?
She has a room for her already.
Yes.
Okay, that's what she's talking about, because she's telling me about you having a room for her, and I kept hearing you saying, Mom, come here, come here. It's like your little apartment. You have your own place. You have your own place to be.
Yes, I did.
And your mom says to me that you're still hurting so much because not only did she pass, but you feel like you missed out on all these years you could have had with her here in this world.
Yes. Yes.
Your mom and your dad are together now. And I gotta tell you something. It's like one couldn't live without the other. Even though your dad had passed some time ago, your mom never recovered from that hurt.
No, my mother was brokenhearted. She lost a daughter as well.
She's telling me on the other side, Matt, he was my soulmate. She's saying to me, I didn't want to be with another person. I didn't want to be with another man. I didn't want to date. I didn't want to see anybody. She goes, all I wanted was him. And she says to me that she would pray to him every single night. In fact, she tells me you still have her rosaries. You have rosaries of your mother's.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Do you know those same rosary beads, Matt, that I would pray on? She goes, my daughter has now.
Yes, I do. I have it on my bed.
And by the way, who are you named after? She tells me you were named after somebody. Your name was passed down.
I'm named after me?
I'm named after my grandmother. My mom is named after her grandmother. So the person you hear is my grandmother. We have the same name.
There you go. Because she's saying that, she goes, this is all I want to see. And she talks about the name being passed down. And she's telling me about the way that, you too, she says, living your life every single day reminds her so much of herself. She says, you both have made me so happy. She says, so please don't regret anything. She says, know that they're all together now in spirit. They are there and your family is reunited. She says, so know that we're here watching over you. She says, and more importantly, she goes, I just want you to know that I am with Dad.
Yes.
One other thing, she's talking about the anniversary. I have to talk about the anniversary. Is it the anniversary of her passing that's coming up?
Yes.
Christmas Day will be the anniversary of her passing.
So no, it's her way of letting you know that she does not want you to celebrate the holidays, okay? Being upset over her passing. Because she says to me, Matt, they need to celebrate this year. Please tell them they need to enjoy this time. And you're saying, how am I going to do this? Because your mom telling me she always used to do the cooking here in this world.
Yes.
Like, how am I going to do this? I don't even have my mother's cooking. How am I going to do all this stuff? She says to me, listen, tell my family, get the plates out on the table. She goes, I taught them my whole life. She goes, how to do the holidays. Have them do it like I did. She goes, and you will feel my presence right then and there. This is her way of letting you know that you will not be celebrating the holidays alone this year. Please understand this. Please know that I'm going to be there. I am safe and at peace. By the way, she's telling me, thank you for keeping her mapinas.
I do. I brought a whole box.
She says, they got my mapinas, Matt. They got my mapinas. There's these little towels that I'm seeing.
Yes, we do. I have a whole closet full.
So she's saying to me, she goes, as you do the dishes and as you clean up, she goes, know that I'm there. She goes, I'm with you when I am safe and at peace.
Oh,
Thank you.
Thank you so much.